He is Daryl Ryder. I'm Andy Baskin. It's always game day in Cleveland, brought to you locally by Smiley One, and Bryant, Northeast Ohio's premier heating and cooling service. Daryl, why don't you give us some insight? Do you have any insight you want to give to us to let listeners know about anything?
Insight, no, but I do have to tell you that in case you haven't heard, and if you haven't, you've probably been living under a rock or out of the
That's true.
country, or out of the state. But
Hey, is
mobile
betting
sports,
legal in Ohio? Can I ask
it
you that?
is, it
Oh,
is, and
curious.
got the solution for you. BetQL, they are looking to help you make the most informed bets possible. Get all of today's winners by heading to betql.com, or you can download the fancy BetQL app where you can claim a free 3-day trial. Head to betql.com/news/923 The Fan, where you can get all those fabulous exclusive sportsbook offers.
Daryl, Trevor Lawrence left the field on Monday night. Then he left the stadium in a boot with a twisted ankle. It looked nasty. It looked like he would be done for the season, I think, when they were watching him leave the stadium. And all of a sudden, now maybe there is hope that he will play on Sunday, or at least enough hope that the Browns have to prepare for him to play on Sunday, much like the Jags have to prepare for two quarterbacks for the Browns if things maintain the way they are, and they're going to make it a game-time decision on who the quarterback is on Sunday. What are your thoughts on Trevor Lawrence and his health?
Yeah, well, Lawrence didn't practice on Wednesday, and all the reporters for the Jaguars got the photo of him walking to and from the podium without a boot. He was not in a walking boot. He was in sandals. He did have it looked like an ankle sock, but you could still see his toes, if that makes sense.
Sure.
So maybe that was some sort of like an ankle brace or wrap or something or whatever, but no indications that he hobbled to and from the podium. I guess he seemed to move okay, but that was that injury was so nasty at the like visually that I was yelling at the TV for ESPN to stop showing the replay.
You weren't the only one.
I mean, his ankle, it was a LeBron style injury with the ankle where the leg is here and then the ankle went this way. And typically nothing good happens when that happens, except for if you're LeBron James. Like LeBron James is the master of dealing with high ankle sprains. Now, LeBron, and I was kind of thinking of this. I kind of feel like that, and some NFL players do, but I feel like more NFL players need to do more of those elasticity training things or whatever it's called. Like LeBron does it where he gets like stretched like Gumby. Like they bend and contort portions of his body in various.
And the older you are, the more you need it. Let me tell you, brother.
Yeah. I snap, crackle, and pop every morning when I get out of bed. So yes,
I wish that was my only issue, but keep going. Yep.
But so I remember like when LeBron was with the Cavaliers, the training staff would work his ankles and stretch and turn and bend. And I think that that's why he has been, and I'm going to knock on wood because I'm very superstitious, but for the most part, LeBron has been extremely durable in his career. And I think that obviously he's been blessed with amazing genetics, but he does things with his body from a treatment and recovery standpoint that helps him. And that's why you'll see a replay and he comes down and his ankle does what Trevor's does. It just bends the other way. And he'll lay there on the floor, grab it, and you think his career is over with how he's writhing in pain. And then 2 minutes later, he's up, he's walking around, and then a minute later, he gets a steal, runs down the floor, and does a reverse windmill dunk. And you're like,
it's kind of his way. It's kind of his way of telling the NBA, I'm down here in pain. You better call these fouls because, by the way, you're all making money because of me.
Right. So that's. So maybe Trevor does do that. I don't know anything about his training regimens or anything like that. I'm not real familiar with him. But I kind of feel like that that might be something that they should do. Like Myles Garrett. This came up actually a couple weeks ago because, big basketball fan, now minority owner of the Cavaliers. I think I was the one that asked him about influence of LeBron on his own off the field conditioning and rehab recovery type work. And he did say yes. that he has, visited with LeBron and his people and gotten input and ideas of how he can, maximize his body and his recovery and withstand injury and things like that. But you see these guys in football, they just get bent in so many unnatural ways.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And that's that includes, I mean, that's every position on the field, Andy. Like I'm not even being specific to Trevor Lawrence because of his injury. Like,
right.
I mean, it doesn't matter what position you play in the National Football League. You're just getting bent and contorted and folded up like a pretzel in all kinds of ways, whether you're an offensive lineman, a running back, a tight end, a quarterback, safety, corner, whatever, right? So I feel like that, and it might be, but that needs to be probably maybe more mainstream in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
More and more teams adopt that because, and I know the Browns invest a ton of money in their off the field care of players when it comes to physical therapy and recovery. And like they've rearranged half the building to accommodate some of these new facilities that they've put in recent years in that. So like, it's unfortunate they've been hit with so many injuries that they have, but like when you see injuries like Trevor Lawrence and you sit there and say, how is that dude able to walk less than 3 days later?
And I can tell you, he's not even walk. He'll be galloping out on it, and every once in a while, instead of saying hut, hut, hike, he was saying, nay. Horse tranquilizers. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke, Daryl. It's a joke.
I was trying to figure where you were going with that.
Horse tranquilizer. I just think it's amazing that if he's back out on the field. That's
By the way, Meredith, that is a clip you absolutely need to pull.
Nay.
Hang on. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. What am I, like a dog that does tricks for you? I'm not doing tricks for you. Come on, man.
Sit, boo-boo, sit.
Do you know how many of these podcasts we've done? I think we're up to what? We've done over 1,000, haven't we? If you cut them up by segment.
We've done over 1,000.
We've done over 10,000 of these, and I don't, unless there's a treat. You got a Snickers or something on it? If you got a Snickers, if you have one of those, then I'll do it. The great Don Reed, who wrote the book,
hang on, I got
The Art of Passing. Yes.
I got chocolate chip cookies here.
Nah, not good enough. I need more. By the way, if people knew we were taping the podcast at 5 at the station, why would they call me from the office? I'm just looking at my phone. Sorry, just kidding.
Hang on a second. I'm gonna have a cookie while you're.
All right, enjoy your cookie.
Oh, fantastic! Chocolate.
Are those Heinens? What kind are those?
No.
Where are they from?
Very good.
Where are they from? Let's give them a plug. What's the difference?
I don't feel like giving them. They got to sponsor the podcast before I give them a plug.
Oh, Daryl. They look good. Are they from a grocery store?
Yes, they are. Oh,
They're not from a bakery.
I bake chocolate chip cookies? Get out of here! Come on now.
Although, well, I saw what they came out of. I saw I
do like getting the pre-made dough and
just eating the dough straight. That explains a lot of stuff to me.
Nope. Putting them on the sheet, throw them into the oven for 15 minutes. Bang! You got 24 chocolate chip cookies.
Did you ever do the Christmas cookies like that with the tree? Have you ever done those? Those are good. The problem is you can't just eat like one or two.
I know. I have to set these down because I'll spend the rest of the podcast eating chocolate chip cookies. So let me.
No one wants to listen to you eat chocolate chip cookies anymore. All right, Daryl, let's do this. Let's take a quick time out. I want to
hear you make more horse noises.
Whatever. That's not it. I wish I could do that. That's a horse noise, isn't it?
I don't know.
I'm not saying. I just want to make sure that I'm 100% clear. I don't think that Trevor Lawrence is taking a horse tranquilizer to get back out there. But
they do have medication that makes the pain manageable to deal with. But it is incredible, man. He walked to and from that podium. Now, he could have left the room and grabbed a boot and whatever. Here's real quick.
Are you Canadian? A boot?
But, this conspiracy theory about the car and stuff, like, he even admitted in his availability, because we talked about this on Baskin and Phelps about guys not wanting to get carted off. He said he basically said everything I told you guys on the show. Guys don't want to be carted off. He could have taken a cart. He didn't want to take the cart, and that's why. I don't think he realized how far the locker room was from the field, though, because that looked like the longest, most painful, being carried walk ever back to the locker room to get examined. So, but I mean, selfishly, because I want to see him play in person, I hope that he's healthy and
I do
able
too.
to
I think
able to
he's
play.
just
But you know, let's be honest about it, Andy. If he doesn't play, that does give the Browns a tremendous advantage. I mean, you hate to, and again, we're not rooting for guys to be hurt or anything like that. That's just the reality. Just like when Deshaun Watson got hurt, that gave the Baltimore Ravens an advantage in that game with DTR having to find out he's starting 2.5 hours before kickoff, right? That's
right.
just the cold hard math of injuries. When you don't have your star players available, that does give your opposition a bit of an advantage. So if he is unavailable Sunday, that does help the Browns cause a little bit. But you know, selfishly,
let's be honest. When it comes to him, the only person that could set him backwards is Urban Meyer. All right, let's do this. We'll come back. It's always game day in Cleveland. You all right? Wow, it looks like I just shot you.
You went there.
It's always game day in Cleveland. He's Daryl Ryder. I'm Andy Baskin. We'll come back here in a second. I want to talk about protecting the quarterback. It's always game day in Cleveland.